Hello everyone and welcome to the 5-day challenge, actionable steps to get your business online in just 5 days. So we have reached day 5, the final day of the challenge, and it is time to get social. So we're going to be talking about social media and the different platforms available for us today and why we should be using them. So what exactly is social media? Well, social media are interactive computer-mediated technologies that facilitate the creation or sharing of information, ideas, career interests, and other forms of expression via virtual communities and networks. Can you tell I didn't write that? So that's the official definition. We all know what social media is. It's the place we go to escape reality. It's platforms that we use to share information, ideas, where we talk to our friends, where we look for career things. So loads of different reasons to use social media. So statistics say that in 2019, the average time spent on social networking was projected as 144 minutes a day. That's right, over 2 hours every day we spend on social media. And I'm sure there's people in the world that spend a lot more than that, and there's some that spend a lot fewer than that, but on average, over 2 hours a day. So how does that look and what platforms do we use? Well, time spent on social media in a lifetime. We may spend over a year and 7 months on Facebook in our lifetimes. And I'm sure as we go forwards, people are getting onto social media earlier and earlier. For most of us, social media has only really been around for the last 10 or 15 years or so. For the children growing up nowadays, their social media is part of their lives from when they're really young. So you can imagine in the whole of their lifetimes, these figures are going to increase more and more. So what social platforms are out there? Well, there's Facebook, there's Instagram, there's Twitter, there's Pinterest, there's YouTube, Snapchat, and TikTok. There are more than this, and I came across one this week called House Party, which is a great platform which allows you to talk to your friends from home and have like parties at home. So that's a brand new one coming through. But these are the main ones that we're going to talk about today, and the main ones that people use to promote for their small businesses. First off, we're going to talk about Facebook. Facebook was created in 2004, has 2.4 billion active users. That's like the majority of the population are now on Facebook. People on average spend about 58 minutes every day on Facebook, nearly an hour a day on Facebook. And that might not be in one session, that might be scrolling and then going back on their lunch break. And one of the statistics I read is that most people log into their social media 50 to 100 times a day, which is crazy really. And some people it will be significantly more than that. 300 million photos are uploaded onto Facebook every day. So it's a great platform for sharing photos, and 8 billion video views Facebook has every day. Now, we talked about this a couple of days ago, that video may be a growing platform, and we think that 70% of all media consumed will be video in the very near future. What about Instagram? Instagram was created in 2010. It's been owned by Facebook since 2012, and that was a great move for Facebook. They have, I think it's 100 times more money made from Instagram now than it was when Facebook bought it way back in 2012. So it was definitely a great investment. Instagram has 800 million active users, and people generally spend nearly an hour on Instagram a day as well. So if people are on Facebook and Instagram, that can make up their 2 hours a day easily. 95 million photos are uploaded every day onto Instagram. And now the new thing is stories, and 250 million story views a day are seen on Instagram. Twitter. Now, Twitter was created in 2006 and it has 330 million active users. Now, generally, people only spend about 3 minutes per day average on Twitter, which is significantly less than all of the other platforms, but it's a massively fast platform. People jump on there, send a tweet and jump off again. It's a real great place for sharing information, and a lot of people spend significantly more time on there every single day. And there's 140 million tweets a day. So 140 million character tweets a day. Pinterest. Now, Pinterest is my favorite social media platform. It's a visual platform. It was created back in 2010, and it currently has about 300 million active users. People on Pinterest tend to spend about 15 minutes a day on Pinterest, and that may seem low compared to Facebook and Instagram, but it has a very different usage and a different way of using it as a social media platform. Pinterest is very much a search engine, and it's actually the third biggest search engine after Google and YouTube. So people go onto Pinterest to get ideas and be inspired, but they also jump through Pinterest onto other platforms. So if you have something visual, this is a great way to get traffic to your website or to your blog or your landing page. Let's talk about YouTube. YouTube was created in 2005, and people don't really see it as a social media platform, but it definitely is. Has 1.5 billion active users and 40 minutes per day people spend on there. There's over 5 billion videos viewed every single day on YouTube. And it's also the second biggest search engine after Google. So people go on there to learn, to educate themselves, and to find out information. So the last two are Snapchat and TikTok, and they're not platforms that I am as familiar with. TikTok is pretty new. It was only created in 2016, and it has 500 million active users already. So it's a massive platform coming forward. People are on there for about 52 minutes a day, but 41% of users are actually aged between 16 and 24, and that's very similar to Snapchat. So Snapchat was created in 2011, and it has 300 million active users. And again, about 50 minutes per day people spend on there. And Snapchat gets 10 billion video views every single day. So these platforms are very much aimed at the 16 to 24-year-old market. And although Snapchat was created in the States and is very much American and English speaking, TikTok has its key market in India and in China, and now it's coming through to the USA, and I think in the next couple of years it will grow within the UK market as well. It could be something that grows going forward, and with the way people are consuming video at the moment, there's definitely going to be some stuff coming through on TikTok and still Snapchat. Snapchat took a little bit of a hit when Instagram started doing stories, and now Instagram is very much used within the business world, whereas Snapchat not so much. It tends to be a younger demographic who are less financially astute, so they don't tend to be purchasing as much. So it's not normally as good for businesses. So we need to come on to why should small businesses use social media. Now, we all use social media. I doubt there's anyone listening to this who hasn't been on some sort of form of social media and doesn't use some form of social media every day. And obviously within this training, we also use a Facebook group. So obviously that is social media. But why should we use it for business? Well, people buy from people they know, like, and trust. So ultimately, people buy from people they trust. But how do we get people to trust us? Well, they need to know who we are. They need to like us before they'll even think about trusting us. So, 6 reasons to be social. Number 1, increase brand awareness and loyalty. By getting your brand out there, it's very much that know part of the know, like and trust formula. People need to know who we are. They need to see what our brand is, what we do, what we relate to, how our business will relate to them. So increasing brand awareness and loyalty is massive within social media. Number 2, it allows us to connect with our target audience. Now, social platforms all vary, and they have very different demographics. So if you choose the correct platform to share your business on, you're more likely to connect with your ideal customers. So this is very much going back to day one and our customer avatar and knowing how to connect with our correct target audience. People search for things on social media, and if your target audience are on Facebook, then you definitely need to be on Facebook. Number 3, it allows us to improve client retention. Now, this is more about businesses that may ultimately have a longer term service, not just a one-off service. If people know you and they begin to like you, they'll keep you in mind for future projects, future purchases. And also it's about recommendations. So it keeps your clients close to you. If you've got a social media presence that they see every day on their phone, most of us carry our phones within 50 centimeters of us at all times. So if you're on that phone in their radar, then you're more likely to keep those clients. Number 4, it increases traffic and conversions to your website. So this is all about the know, like and trust relationship. You can share information on your social media pages that directly go back to your website or your landing page. So absolutely, social media is the way forward. Number 5, it opens up opportunities for sharing. So you may have a small network within your social media, but there may be great things that you post and you share that people within your network will share to their friends. So it's very much the compounding effect. One person shares to 2 people, those 2 people share to another 2 people, which is 4, those 4 people, 16, and it can go on and on. So it's a massive opportunity to share and gain widespread reach on social media. And number 6, it allows us to keep track of our competitors. If all our competitors are on social media as well, we can see what they're doing, we can share things, and we can potentially even work together to grow our businesses. So 6 great reasons to be on social media. The number 1 do not do on social media is selling. Now, this might seem a bit strange, it might seem a bit counterintuitive, but that is not the purpose of social media. Absolutely, we may start running adverts on social media, which are to drive traffic and to grow sales in our business. But the main purpose of social media is all about that knowing and liking part of the relationship. We want people to know, like, and trust us, and it's all about awareness. So let's not sell to them. So vital rule, do not use social media for selling, or direct selling at least. Well, what can we use social media for? Now, this is a concept that I came across a long time ago, and a mentor and guy that I work with a lot called Jake Adam Davey, who grows Instagram accounts and who I've worked with quite a lot on Instagram and some online stuff. He talks about the 3 C's of Instagram, and you can very much transfer those 3 C's over to any part of social media. So the 3 C's are content, consistency, and community. So what's content? What would your ideal customer be interested in? Now, you should be posting relevant, fun content every day, and content that your ideal avatar, there we go, we're talking about them again, would love. So what would your ideal customer be interested in? That is the content we should be sharing on our social media platforms, and we should be sharing great looking relevant content on a regular basis, which comes on to number 2, the second C, which is consistency. Now, daily sharing is proven to gain more engagement and growth than erratic posting. Now, this is a hard one, but being out there every day, getting your name known, people seeing what you do on a regular basis is really, really important. So consistency of posting. If you can only post once a day on one platform, do that. Keep posting once a day on that platform and watch that platform grow. If you've got a bit more time and you can post 3 times a day, great. But don't go out there and post 50 things on your first day and then 2 on the second day and then none for 4 days, because people will get used to seeing you on their feeds and on their phones, basically. Community. Now, we are hoping to build the know, like, and trust process, and social media is an important way to build this relationship. So if people comment on your post, reply to them. This is your opportunity to build a community, get people to talk to each other within your pages, within your profile. And people like to feel that they're part of something. So absolutely, social media is about building your community. Oh, so there is a fourth C. And what is that fourth C? Well, the fourth C is conversion. So people buy from businesses they know, like, and trust. So once you've started to build that relationship, let's get them away from the social side and tell them about what we do. So you may at this point be moving them away from social media and onto your website where they can buy your products. You may be talking to them one-to-one in an email environment, or they may have given you their phone number so you can ring them up and converse with them. And this is where the conversion C comes in, and this is where people will begin to buy from you. So think of all the social media pages you follow. Do they use the 3 Cs? Do they share relevant and fun content? Are they consistent, sharing things every day? And do they make you feel like you're part of their community? So those 3 Cs. And then think about, have you actually bought from them? Think about the last purchases you made online or out there in the real world. Do you buy from random businesses, or do you buy from businesses that you know, like, and trust? So the day 5 challenge is on. Choose your 2 social media platforms that you're going to concentrate on. And remember to think about your avatar. Where will your ideal avatar hang out? You may love Facebook and be on there all the time. So Facebook is quite likely to be an important platform for you. You may be really visual like me, so I love Instagram and Pinterest because they're visual and they allow me to share beautiful things. You may be a Twitter fiend, you might be on Twitter all the time, and you can absolutely include that into your new business marketing. Or you may be someone that creates great videos and knows how to share live video. So you could look at YouTube, definitely creating a YouTube channel, but also maybe TikTok if you're concentrating on a younger market. So number 2, use your brand colors to make your pages and profile look great. So we've already looked at our brand colors, our fonts, our images that we'd like to use. Now's time to make your pages and profiles look great. So for Instagram, it's getting those first 9 posts out there. So you've got a feed that looks full straight away. So the first 9 will fill your phone screen. On your Facebook page, it's making sure that you've got a Facebook cover, you've got a profile photo, you've completed your about page telling people what you do, you've completed all your information. On Pinterest, it may be completing your profile and setting up your first 5 boards and adding 5 different pins to those boards. YouTube, it may be setting up that channel and sharing your first video, which could well be just your elevator pitch or an extension of your elevator pitch. So your next challenge is to create and share your first post, which falls in with the bit before, making sure you get your first 9 posts on Instagram, sharing your first post on Facebook, sharing your first video on YouTube, sharing your first pin on Pinterest. And then plan out what you're going to share for the next 14 days. Now, these could be really simple. It could be 1 thing per day on Facebook. It could be 1 post per day on Instagram. And you can start to think of these in advance. Now, there's loads of scheduling tools out there that help with this. And I love to pre-schedule stuff on social media. However, just to start off with, Facebook allows you to pre-schedule things within the platform. So you can post something straight away, and you can also delay it for the next day. So you could potentially get your next 14 posts set up and ready to go today. And then what should you do? Well, get out there and tell everyone you know about your new profiles. Ask them to like them, ask them to share them. This is your network. These are the people that can help you to build your business. So let's get your profiles out there and start sharing. Make sure to share them in the group. Use the hashtag day5 so we can all search for that and we can follow along and like your new business social media profiles. Excellent, guys. So today was all about getting social. I hope to see you all in the Q&A later. We are going to wrap up the 5-day challenge tomorrow with a live summary. So the summary will be done on live at 9:30 in our coffee morning. So come along, bring a cup of coffee and come along to the live tomorrow. And then I'll be sending out a summary of the 5-day challenge with a few little extra tips and information for you as well. So thanks for joining along, and I look forward to seeing your new businesses grow and flourish.